Ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for tuning in to another episode of Generational Wrestling Podcast. As always, is yours truly, the 28-year-old piece of gold, the franchise, aka the showstopper, better known as the GOW, Resident Tribal Chief. And with me, as always, I got my tag team partner, my brother, my family. He is the flyest in the room, Mr. 1, 2, 3. Pin that ass down, K Breezy, aka King Two Code in the building, bro. What's going on?
Man, I'm just gonna ask this right now, man. Do you plan on releasing your brother today, man? I just want to know, man, because it seemed like the day of releases in this boy. Man, am I getting a future endeavors kind of pink slip anytime soon?
Nah, man. Because unlike WWE, man, we listen to the people because we for the people by the people. And with that being said, man, I want to run down the list of recent releases and yet another wave of unfortunate talent releases thanks to WWE. Some say it's budget cuts, some say it's vaccination status, some says it's got to do with attitude problems and things backstage. But before I go off and say what I'm going to say, man, let's just kind of bring up these names really quick and really take a deep dive into who got released. So we got B-Fab with Hit Row, we got Ember Moon, we got Eva Marie, we got Franky Monet, Grand Metalik, Harry Smith, G. Rama, Jessica Mayer, Karrion Kross, Katrina Cortez, Keith Lee, Lindsay Dorado, Mia Yim, Nia Jax, Oney Lorcan, Scarlett Bordeaux, Trey Baxter, and Zeta Ramir. Let's also take a couple looks, man, to some of the reactions that we had going on, man. So, of course, you got Sean Rossap. According to Wade Keller, man, Keith Lee has been said to have perceived attitude issues backstage because he did not like doing jobs while in NXT and often complained about creative. Then we also got Scarlett Bordeaux, man, Mick Foley. So Scarlett get to be a duo once again. However, one of the hottest acts in the business, Scarlett Bordeaux, she made sure to thank Mick and say, hey, man, this will be my first match in over 2 years. And then, man, we're going to go down a little further. We got Tommy Dreamer saying, what the fuck? I will build an entire company around Keith Lee, Karrion Kross, Scarlett, Franky Monet, Ember Moon, Mia Yim. And then, of course, man, we also get just a whole bunch of other things, man. Even the New York Post picked this up too, Cole, man. I want to talk to you because I'm not going to say that we haven't had some surprising releases earlier in the year because we did. Bray Wyatt was one of them, especially Bray Wyatt. Braun Strowman was definitely another one. Even though I wasn't necessarily the biggest Braun Strowman fan, I understand what he meant to the company. I understand how they viewed him. He's still a huge name, regardless of how much of a fan personally you are. I can't disregard that. Speaking of, before I even get to some of the main names, I want to talk about Nia Jax because there's no secret. It's not a secret at all. You and I, we've been extremely critical of Nia Jax. Nia Jax posted on her Facebook that the reason she's actually been off TV for the last few weeks is that she's requested some time off due to mental health reasons. She's had a lot going on personally. Did not expect to get released, so that kind of hit her hard. Mia Yim, I'm not 100% surprised, but I kind of am. Keith Lee definitely didn't see that coming, considering, the man.
But they're married, so you see them two getting released.
Yeah, but Keith Lee damn near died while wrestling for this company, man, just to bring him back and you kill his character. By the way, Bearcat Lee was not nothing he was fond of. Karrion Kross, another one, man, tailor made, it seemed like, for Vince in the main roster. They took away Scarlett, which really took a hit. And then you changed his presentation when he came up, killed him. You brought him up in the middle of his NXT run on the main roster just to lose, which killed him. Let's talk about Ember Moon, who she was injured. She was out for over a year. She could have stayed the fuck home or back on FS1 backstage if they were just going to bring her up just to not do nothing with her anyway. Now, I'm not going to completely blame Triple H on that one, but she could have been booked better. Yeah, Taya Valkyrie, who I believe came in April, was super touted. They gave this woman so many backstage vignettes and they made it seem like she's going to be a big deal just for her to have 4 or 5 matches. Bam, she got released. Let's talk about Eva Marie. I'm actually kind of glad this one came. Don't want to see nobody ever have money taken out of their pockets, but we all say that. Waste of time.
She shouldn't have been there anyway.
She shouldn't have.
The one person on this list, I really had no problem with being let go because
she shouldn't have. And then let's talk about B-Fab. I mean, you just brought up Hit Row 2 weeks ago. We all thought that B-Fab, man, she's going to probably be one of the breakout stars of the group. She barely got a chance to do anything in NXT as it was. She literally just signed a new contract to wrestle on the main roster last week. A week later, she's gone. And then let's not even talk about Oney Lorcan, one of our personal favorites out of NXT, man. They gave my man's the boot. Definitely didn't understand or see that one coming. Now, Too Cold. That ain't even all the people, but we ain't about to sit here and go through each and every single individual one. Because man, we could talk about that for days. But Too Cold, my brother. I have officially I've lost my shit, bro. This one hit different. This one hit different because you can say a lot about performers. You could say the reason they fail was because of them. But then you look at people like Keith Lee, you look at people like Karrion Kross, you look at people like Ember Moon, you look at people like Scarlett. I mean, goddamn, Scarlett didn't even get a chance to do shit. She was one of the most over people without even wrestling, without even stepping in the ring. You got B-Fab, you know. She didn't really get a chance to do her best, but she had a pretty decent match against Elektra Lopez, her first solo match, at least on NXT TV. You call her up, you get rid of her. Go
Hit
ahead,
Row merchandise, Hit Row t-shirts sold out on WWE when they got drafted to SmackDown. They literally got drafted up, and it's Hit Row, man. It's them. It's the
Fro. What's up, Fro? What up, Leo? Fro says there was a report that Vince lost faith in Kross because he did not get over. Not his fault. Fans didn't buy it. Absolutely. But my thing
is, buried him by having Jeff Hardy beat him on the first night by a bullshit roll-up. Like, of course nobody was going to buy into him. We all said it right then and there. That was the worst mistake you could have did. That was the NXT champion. He should have lost the match by DQ by destroying Jeff Hardy. That would have put him over. He could have beat Jeff Hardy. But there's no way, if he was going to lose that match, he should have lost by DQ. That was it. And that's only because he done went berserk and the referee didn't count him out because he didn't want to listen, and he just brutalizing Jeff Hardy. He just showing that he's a beast. That's different than having Jeff Hardy beat him with a roll-up and then have him lose again, and then have him lose again, and then he finally gets a win, and then you've made him unimportant. And once again, we watch a guy be one thing on your NXT, and you bring him up and make him something totally different, and it bombs. It bombs. And you act like they're wrong because they didn't get it right. Dude, he had a niche. I'm not saying he was ready for the main roster, but he had a niche already. And the first thing that you took away was Scarlett. That was the first mistake you made. Why is Scarlett not walking out with him? Why is she not a part of his introduction? That's what people like about him. They like the introduction with Scarlett coming out, doing the walk in the snow and ad-libs of the song and whatever. And then he come in, and then she just, you love the whole presentation of it. That was the whole point. You did away with that. That killed him. And then he lost to Jeff Hardy in the most bullshit ass ways. Dude, what credibility he had, you killed it right then and there. So it's not his fault. It is not his fault. It is not Keith Lee's fault. You cannot say they were difficult to work with. You bombed. You came in with Keith Lee hot. This dude had a great Survivor Series. He had a great Royal Rumble. This dude was the North American and the NXT champion. He is smoking coming through, man. Like, people like, yes, this is the dude that Vince is going to see. He going to love because this dude can do everything. Vince got to love what this dude can bring to the table. And what did you do? You brought him to the main roster. You put a singlet on him, and you made him a big man that couldn't do none of the stuff that you limited the limitless, period. That's what you did. He has been limitless this entire time, and this entire time he's been doing the damn thing. The minute you limit his ass, we got what we got.
Well, going back to Karrion Kross, not only did you make this big deal about him debuting on Monday Night Raw, even though he was in the middle of a whole ass feud with Samoa Joe. I mean, like, let's think about it. Let's think about it now. We just had this same shit happen with Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa as a tag team a few years ago. But then you bring him, not only does he, you make him feel big, you make him feel important, and you bring him up in the middle of a storyline, but then you brought him up as your NXT champion, and he lost to Jeff Hardy, a guy who hasn't won shit in months. Not only do you bury your NXT champion, which essentially, really, if you think about it, Vince buried the fucking brand with that one. But then you bring him in here and you change him, and he looks like a fucking prehistoric gladiating stripper. You put him in this little raggedy ass bedazzled mask. And then let's talk about Keith Lee. I said Keith Lee. Keith Lee damn near died, man. Came back. You changed his name to Bearcat Lee. Like you said, you strip him of all his limitless glory and you put him in this bullshit singlet. First of all, you change his music, which that right there, fucking with the presentation. Because, you know, Vince got this God complex. You know, you and your fucking little fake ass universe. Vince, it ain't a fucking universe. Stephanie McMahon, she said that, you know, WWE and the superstars like Marvel and they're their own brands. Well, guess what? What brand are you right now? Because you motherfuckers is on some Dollar Tree shit right now. You feel
Marvel
me?
ain't even. Marvel don't even get rid of people like that. Like, damn.
But here's the thing. You can't go up here and say budget cuts. How the fuck are you talking about budget cuts? You getting all this Saudi money? I mean, come on, bro. You want to talk about budget cuts, but you just signed a record deal with Fox. You want to talk about budget cuts, but you on USA. You on budget cuts, but you getting rid of over 150 people. But you're talking about budget cuts, bro. Really? Really? This is the same company that overpaid motherfuckers before the pandemic to stay home, sit on the couch, and eat fucking catering and biscuits and dog treats because you ain't wanting to go to AEW.
But that was
so we're talking about budget cuts.
But that stems from that problem. That was when AEW was announced. What did WWE do? They oversigned a bunch of talent just so they wouldn't go to AEW. That's what they did. And what did we watch AEW do for this? I mean, what did we watch WWE do pretty much since the pandemic all the way up until now? Release all those people that they oversigned because one, they weren't using them, and two, you're paying them an enormous amount of money that normally you would not pay them because you didn't value them for what you were paying them. You just paid them enough to make them not want to go anywhere else because it was good money for them just to make and sit at home or sit in catering. So now you're getting rid of all that talent, but within getting rid of all that talent, all the people that were making you money and were doing good, you're trashing on them also. Bray Wyatt, he's difficult to work with. I would be difficult to work with too, man, if y'all keep trying to push some of the bullshit that y'all pushing on him. I mean, damn. Let the dude do what he's doing. Let him be him. I'm not understanding why you can't let him be him and the weight issues. So what? So what, man? What weight issues, man? Look, he slimmed down a lot from where he used to be. All right. Remember when Husky Harris used to come in? Hey, Bray Wyatt, and when he went from Husky Harris to Bray Wyatt, you saw a tremendous late weight loss. Kevin Owens, I like the big guys. I like big guys. That's what I liked about Keith Lee. He's a big dude. He's a big dude that can move. I like big guys that can move, man. And he was a legit dude. He can cut promos, and he had a hell of a character. He had a hell of a characters. Okay, characters. Because the cult leader and the Fiend were awesome. They were great in their own right. And you just difficult to work with. Sure, when there is no confidence in your creative that you can be creative. Like the dude is one of your highest selling. I can't get off of Bray Wyatt because he was your highest grossing merch seller. His merch was selling the most, but yet he's not valuable. How? When he does his promos and he's in a meaningful rivalry, you see the fan reaction that he gets. You see the sales go up. Look what you did by allowing Alexa Bliss to join him. Look how that worked out. So much so that you still wanted to continue to do it even after you got rid of him, but because you got rid of him, it didn't make sense for her to still continue to do it. So now we're going to get a rebranding of a Bliss whenever she comes back, which is fine. We didn't really expect that to work out. People knew it wasn't going to work out too long. The Lily Doll did great for the children aspect of it, but that was it, man. That was it.
I want to.
Go ahead, man.
I want to, Fro. I'm about to address you in a minute, Fro, and I'm gonna have Tuco do the same. But I want to go back to what you were saying about difficult to work with because, dude, okay, Let's not talk about difficult to work with, because some of the biggest stars in fucking WWE and wrestling history was difficult to work with. Let's not even talk about Hulk Hogan, you know. Let's not talk about guys of that nature. Let's not talk about Randy Orton, and I love Randy, but let's not talk about Randy's track record. Let's not talk about Triple H not wanting to wrestle on, on SmackDown. Let's not talk about that. Let's not talk about difficult to work with. Let's not talk about guys who don't politic. Let's not talk about guys who don't, Charlotte Flair. Hey, all due respect, but with the backstage reports of Charlotte Flair, I mean, that's the most recent example right there of a person that wants to protect their character. So let's not talk about difficult to work with, because my thing is, you can't sit up here and say you want people to sit up here and defend their characters and all that. Yeah, absolutely, you goddamn right. If this person, especially Bray Wyatt, think about it. This guy has reinvented himself time after time after time after time. And guess what? Every time he gets a little bit of momentum, WWE rides it and then they shit on him. They ride and they shit on him. Should I have a mental breakdown too? I'd be difficult to work with too, because guess what? Bray Wyatt, you said it, I thought it, I said it, everybody said it. Bray Wyatt was literally the closest thing you will probably ever have to the second coming of the Undertaker. And that's saying a lot, because for the Undertaker to make it through the 90s, the early 2000s, and now we're in the so-called reality era, to take a gimmick like that and to have it be taken seriously still to this day, out of all the goofy shit WWE does, for people to believe in that, and then you bring Bray Wyatt. I mean, come on, really? That gimmick was not supposed to work. And guess what? When he debuted at SummerSlam, you got grown-ass men and women scared shitless. The gimmick worked so goddamn good. You had kids' mothers writing in the WWE complaining because they were scared, because the mask was too goddamn real, because this guy came out with a lantern with his head on it. You know, that's getting over. Alexa Bliss, like you said, you had the sister Abigail. Okay, everybody wanted Liv Morgan, but then when we seen what Alexa Bliss did with the gimmick with these two together, you did it. But then guess what you do? You had her turn on them at WrestleMania, and then what? You let them go after WrestleMania, and then what? You made Alexa Bliss a fucking joke, and then what you tried to do was you tried to sit up there and spit in the face of Bray Wyatt, thinking Alexa Bliss was gonna be able to carry the gimmick, and she did for a second. But after a while, like you said, Too Cold, it was never hers to begin with. You know, so WWE, and once again, CM Punk, that's why this pipe bomb will never die, because he said it, man. WWE, Vince McMahon, they're going to make money despite themselves. And the crazy part is, when you have people who openly say, I don't want to go to the main roster, you got people making millions and hundreds of thousands and millions on top of millions saying, you know what? I'd rather stay in this fucking warehouse, because at least I will be used properly. I will be respected properly. It's crazy. You take the conglomerate of WWE, it will always forever be the biggest brand. I get it. But when it comes to the point where people like, dude, WWE isn't even a destination for people anymore. That's crazy. And Fro says, am I wrong to be worried that O'Reilly and Gargano doing the dark match tonight? 205 Live, main event, Future Endeavor,
No,
here they come.
Because I can see those guys, if they're seeing the writing on the wall, we're on the outside looking in. They're on the inside looking out. They know what's going down. If I'm them, bump it. I'm letting my contract run out. O'Reilly, let your contract run out. Whatever. See you later. I'm out.
Yeah.
Gargano, let your contract run out. See you later. I'm out. Candace, let it run out. You know what I'm saying? Let it keep moving. Because there's nothing. There's no purpose. I'm bet you right now, Pete Dunne probably mad he re-signed that contract. And again, I don't know. There may be a plan for him when he get back. I don't know. I don't know. I know now. I no longer have any faith on what's going on, and you're getting rid of You're getting rid of a lot. I mean, don't get me wrong. Some of them weren't being used, and but again, it's a lot still. You still getting rid of some. It's like, but aren't you doing what you doing? But wasn't this person? But wait a minute, you just have this person. So it's like, damn, like you got rid of them, but you just promoted them to be doing something special for next week's show. Like, damn, but it is what it is, man. But right now, man, we got the Bloodline kicking off SmackDown as we got Roman Reigns and the Usos with Paul Heyman making their way into the ring. But I don't know, man. I don't know how to look at Hit Row now without B-Fab, Like,
Oh man,
hey, bro, to hear that now, I wonder if they're gonna come out with the same song or they're gonna make them change their music again. Like,
but
like,
see,
what's going to happen?
and it's shit like that because once again, she played into their presentation so well. I mean, everything about what Hit Row did, she was, oh my God, bruh. Like, come on now. Like, come on. All right, let's talk about, okay, Nia Jax, right? Okay, not the biggest fucking fan. I am not gonna lie, but goddamn, like, bro, really? It's just like the fucking lack of respect. Like, dude, I don't get how you're a
I,
talent in the company, outside of the company. I don't get how you could possibly look at WWE and be like, I want to work there. You see how they treat their fucking people, dude. Now I understand business is business, but goddamn, at some point, man, it just, ignorance is just fucking ignorance.
Ignorance or not, you got to look at what they're doing. They just put out that they want a new batch of women 25 and younger.
Yeah.
They've already got the mandate for NXT 2.0. You look at the fluctuation of young talent that they're pushing, they're making room for those guys when they bring them up. Because let's be honest, Braun Breaker, he's not going to be in NXT too much longer. He's going to be on the main roster soon. Von Wagner, a few of these other guys, they're not going to be in NXT too much longer. They're going to be on the main roster real soon. And when you got guys like Kevin Owens, whose contract is up in a few months, but he's like, what, 33, 34? He's up there in age. Mandy Rose is 31, but she's kind of, you kind of want to keep her around. She's still very valuable. She has very high value. You don't want to let her go. There, man, it's going to be it's going to be a bunch of new faces, and there's now a new mandate that everyone is getting 6 months. In NXT, pretty much, you're getting 6 months to show what your worth is, or you're getting let go. Like, where's the time? Where's the time for growth? Like, I'm
This
sorry,
shit ain't
man.
developmental. It's a cloning center.
Man, you're not gonna get you're not gonna get the amount of people you want that's gonna be able to do everything you want them to be able to do, and it still work out the same way. It's not gonna happen that way. Like, what is your
you know why it's not gonna happen that way? Because guess what? You got mad that you brought in. Okay, all right, fuck it. Nobody said I said. You brought in all these fucking independent wrestlers. You got mad that you had too many independent guys, not enough homegrown men and women. Here's a fucking thing. The people you're bringing in, and Britt Baker said it best, so I'm going to requote it. You're bringing in fucking models and fucking failed athletes from other sports, hoping that they can cut the shit. It's not like you going out here and you actively recruiting people that always wrestled, that grew up fans of wrestling. No, you just getting motherfuckers that fit a certain prototype physically or visibly, aesthetically, and you're hoping that they can cut the shit. So you're going to bring them in, give them 6 months to say, hey, man, if you don't work out, well, dude, what the fuck? What the fuck? Like we said, we had a whole ass conversation the other day, the last podcast, where you said Edge, Hall of Famer, multi-time champion, hand over fist. Even when he came back, he didn't look like he belonged in the goddamn ring. And you know what? This is somebody that's been doing this shit over 20 years. So you're going to take a motherfucker off the street who's not even of this profession, more 9 times out of 10? You going to tell me you're going to give him 6 months? Okay. You want to get women that's 25 or younger? Okay. That don't mean they can fucking wrestle. Look at the Divas era. You can have 1 million women 25 or under. I don't give a fuck how hot you are. Yeah, you can show all the tits and ass you want to. At the end of the motherfucking day, if you can't wrestle, I'm turning the channel. Franky Monet, you brought her, you wasted her. Ember Moon, you brought her, you wasted her. Charlotte Flair's not 25 and under. Oh, but guess what? You're not going to get rid of Charlotte. So you're going to make Charlotte life a living hell before you get rid of her. Oh, you're not that fucking stupid. You're not that stupid. Sasha Banks, Bayley, you're not going to get rid of them. Yeah, you're not that stupid. But you were stupid enough to fucking bring back Eva Marie. Okay, now when Paul Heyman wanted to go with a younger crop of men and women, oh, guess what you guys did? Y'all didn't want to hear that shit. You relegated them to SmackDown when it was Paul Heyman's idea. Oh, but now, all of a sudden, here we go, reinventing the wheel again. But you're doing
Let's
it
be
at the
honest.
detriment of the
The only
people.
reason Drew made it out of that crop, out of that group, is because he originally was in WWE. That's the only reason.
Yeah,
If Drew didn't
yeah,
have a run in WWE previously, he probably wouldn't
yeah,
have been a part of that. But he's also 6'6". You know, he's the perfect prototype of what Vince likes. So of
yeah,
course he makes it. But yeah, to the fact that you continue to bring in the old timers and let them shine, but yet you're mad because the younger group aren't much, people aren't that much into them, because we know that you don't give a damn about them. Like, you don't
yeah.
actually allow them to be what people like about them and want to see more from them. So because of that, yeah, we get what we got. But like I say, not all of them would have panned out, but some of these names, it's like, damn, like, really? Like, all right, let them go. Go take some time off, relax. Y'all got 90 days to chill, relax. We'll see y'all next year.
Yeah, yeah. And we ain't gonna harp on this too much, man, because we gotta get ready to watch SmackDown. We still got Rampage tonight, so we still got a couple other shows to do, but we definitely gotta get this off our chest. And a lot of people online, man, they're like, all these people bitching and complaining about the releases, but you still gonna watch. Yeah, you know what? I am gonna watch, because there are still a few people that I want to see, and on top of that, that's what we do. We report on all things wrestling, man. So we kind of had to, even if we didn't want to, we got to. But the thing is, I'm no longer gonna blame the wrestlers. Okay. This shit right here, I'm no longer gonna blame the wrestler. So guess what? When a wrestler doesn't work out and their fucking gimmick sucks, I'm not even gonna blame the wrestler no more. I'm not gonna say they couldn't hack it. I don't give a fuck what they got going on in their personal life. Guess what? I'm not gonna blame them no more, because you have people like Keith Lee. You have people like, and once again, I'm gonna say this again. I wasn't the biggest fan of Nia Jax. She hurt a lot of people, was a little sloppy, but I respected it. Nia Jax. You have people like fucking Ember Moon.
She
Once
have her
again,
moments.
she
Like,
had her
right,
moment in
had
the
her moment.
sun. Yeah, but it's
Keep
like,
up.
come on, man. Like I said, the fact that Scarlett got over and didn't even wrestle a match and didn't even get a chance to, that's a problem. Oney Lorcan, we seen what Oney Lorcan can do. You can't tell me that man wasn't over, but it's cool. So you know what? Hey, it is what it is. That's fine. That's fine. I've come to the realization, and Tuco, I'm sorry, man. I want to apologize to you, because you said this a while ago. I think you might have said this around the last batch of releases, that it's hard for you to really get invested, especially in NXT, because they build these stars up and then they take them away. And even on the main roster, they build them up and they take them away. So you know what? From now on, man, I'm gonna be honest with you, dude. I don't know. I don't know when's the next time I'm really gonna give a fuck about somebody else getting a push. Hit Row 2 weeks ago, super ecstatic. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, brother. I don't give a fuck how far Vince try to shove Hit Row up our ass, dude. It still ain't the same. So whatever WWE decides to do, and I truly hope, out of all this mayhem, out of all this confusion, out of all this fuckery, I truly hope the vision that Vince McMahon has in mind for a younger, brighter WWE NXT, I hope that all this chaos he's causing right now and all this fuckery that's going on, I truly do hope in a year or two I can say I'm wrong. But I can look at you right now and probably tell you we're probably not. But if we are wrong, we're man enough to admit it. Probably won't be wrong. But Tuco, man, what are your final thoughts, brother, before we get off?
I'm sorry for being right. My bad.
Yeah.
But we've been watching this play on for way too long, and now that AEW is beyond, just a startup company, but a company that's definitely on the rise, and has brought a bit of rejuvenation to the wrestling business.
Yeah.
Man, WWE, man, you're showing this clearly about the money for you. Fro says I stopped watching NXT every week. If I'm home, I check it out, but if not, it's still on his DVR. But at the same time, it's getting to a point now where I don't even want to put the same energy into NXT that it is now. Like, I do not like. I'm not into it. Like, I'm not hyped for it. Like, I haven't been hyped for NXT for a minute. But at the same time, at least when there were people there that I wanted to see, I still watched it because I knew something would happen and something more would happen than whatever I thought it would. So it would end up better than what I thought it would be. So I always appreciated that, but it's not like that now. And I like some of the young guys, but yeah, man, I'm ready for Pete Dunne, man. Like, dude, where's my boy, man? Where is my dude? I'm ready for Pete Dunne at NXT. That's who I'm ready for. I'm ready for him to get that shine. I'm ready for him. Like, he needs to come out. Like, what happened? Like, what's going on? Why is he not being? Rich Holland got called up. All right, Holland's got called up. Cool, but yo, what's going on, man? And like I said, there's a handful of people I will peak, but my excitement for NXT 2.0 after this week, definitely. Like, are they gonna do takeovers again? Are we done with takeovers? No more takeovers. I'm kind of okay with it because I don't want to see them do a takeover and they ruin it.
So the rumor is they do have NXT do have a December pay-per-view in the works. They're discussing whether or not it's going to be called a takeover. They're going to rebrand that as well.
Retire takeover. At least retire. If takeover 36 was the last, and I think that was the last one. If that was the last one, then let that be the final takeover. And then whatever this new NXT pay-per-view, whatever it is what it is. But yeah. It is what it is, man. There's nothing else I can say, man. Look, we got the new Usos and we had the Bloodline going up, coming out here talking trash with the New Day. So I'm gonna have to go back and listen to that. But I got nothing else to say, man. For a handful of these people's names that were on this list, I am surprised but happy because now there's a chance for them to go elsewhere and have a better opportunity. But it's still kind of sad because some of them were being primed for something and they just got pushed to the side because Nick Khan said that they're not worth it. And Vince said, okay.
Yeah. But yo, hey, look, it's Friday night. You know what that means. We got SmackDown. And of course, after that, we got AEW Rampage. With that being said, we got a SmackDown.
We'll be more excited for Rampage tonight. Yeah. Oh man, my boy Johnny Hungy going up against Adam Cole. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, so we got
and CM Punk and Kingston. CM Punk and Kingston supposed to be tonight. So yeah, I want to see what that gonna turn out to be. Because I want them to make it official for Full Gear.
Yeah, well, we got a SmackDown review coming up to you about 9:30, 9:40, and then of course, man, we got an AEW Rampage review coming up to you about 10:30, 10:40. So we got 2 more shows for you, man. But like he said, we gonna go ahead. We gotta rewatch this whole Bloodline thing. Get ready, get caught up. Have them notes ready for you guys. As always, man, it's an honor and a privilege. It's yours truly, the 28-year-old piece of gold. He's too cold, and we'll see y'all in a minute. Peace.